Hi, welcome to this video of my story from when I was 12 years old. So I'm just going to run you through a few brief details from when I was 12. From when I was 12 years old, I went for a routine out of the blue eye check up at the local opticians, where the they found that I had floaters in my eyes. So from this developed. They saw that I had floaters in my eyes and thought it was a retinal detachment, and they thought this was quite dangerous. So at this point, we wasn't going to wait any longer. We went to Whips Cross Hospital, where I was diagnosed with uveitis, which is a this is a severe eye condition which causes inflammation in the back of the eye, which is known for floaters and black stuff appearing in the eye. After this, I was on steroid medication for my eyes, where I was nearly enough partially blind at that point, very in a deep situation. Furthermore, my mum and I, this is at 12 years old, we weren't feeling right in the the glaucoma we wasn't feeling right in the glaucoma in the we wasn't feeling right in the clinic in Whips Cross, the eye treatment center. So we thought we need to be in the best place, which was Moorfields. So after going to Moorfields, I was admitted into the children's clinic, which was the uveitis, which is run by our Professor Lightman. She put me on 8 times a day steroid tablets. It was about prednisolone, which was about 40 milligram tablets. I was taking eye drops about 10 times a day, with eye drops for pressure as well. The pressure wasn't as high as when we first started Moorfields. However, when the pressure started creeping up, that's when the increase in pressure drops was admitted. They soon discovered that I had glaucoma as well, which I later got transferred to the adults clinic, but that is not soon enough. After that, I was put on I was seeing a pediatrician for my joints because I was on steroid tablets. I was only 12 years old at the time, so this was quite a scary thought. I was in year 7 when I started putting on a lot of weight. It was only till year 9 where things got quite serious, and that's when I had an operation for I was year 10. That's where I had an operation on my right eye because the fluid in the eye was too much. So I got transferred to the glaucoma clinic, and that's when things started kicking in. So I had my first operation on my right eye, which was a small drainage tube shunt to drain the fluid in the eye. So the fluid in the eye was put in the eye to the drainage tube in the eye was put to drain the shunt. However, soon after this, 2 weeks later, the tube hadn't worked, so they discovered that they needed to do some needling in the eye. Now this needling was to adjust the tube so that more drainage could flow in the tube. However, this hadn't worked as well, coincidentally, so they thought, let's put in the big tube 2 weeks later. So within 6 weeks I have the big tube put in within 2 weeks from each other, which was a major big deal. Oh yeah, and not forgetting, after the first tube, going into hospital because I was on a steroid tablet called Dimox. Now Dimox is a steroid tablet which, to reduce the pressure, if the pressure is very high and the drops aren't working, they result to consuming an oral tablet called Dimox. Now I was on this tablet for several weeks up until surgery. Now up until surgery I was taking this tablet, and it wasn't working. So after going under general anesthetic, my kidneys were very swollen, and I was receiving lots of pains due to after surgery. So we wasn't sure what this pain was. However, we got admitted into Whipscotch Hospital a day after having post-op surgery due to the pains into the kidneys. So I was on a ward for a few weeks due to having a post-op surgery. Now, after having surgery, 2 weeks later, they decided to do some needling. Now the needling hadn't worked. They decided to put the big tube in, which was 2 weeks later. Now the big tube did work, and I still have that big tube in to this very day, which I only had that tube put in, which was two years ago. Now I have 3 things done to this eye, which are the first tube, the small tube, the needling, and the big tube, which are working, touch wood, excellent to this day. I'm also taking eye drops, as well as the tube being put in place to help keep the pressure lowered. Now thankfully we have more fields right around the corner, and I can visit them whenever is needed. Having said that, I will be going in for surgery in a couple of months in May to have another operation. Oh, having said that, I did have a stent put into my kidney, where I had to undergo general anaesthetic as well. So that was 5 operations. Now my last one is my 6th one is going to be I already have a big tube put in the left eye as well, and I'm going to have some needling done to that one. The small tube isn't in this one because the tube is running fine. The tube needs to be release more pressure from the eye, because the tube needs to run more effectively. Therefore, if the tube in the eye runs effectively with the shunt put in and the needling, hopefully I won't need to take as many drops for the left eye as well as the right eye. Having said all of that, due to many operations that I've had in the past, I have had to, it has set me back a few years in school, from year 11, as well as having to redo, being set back a year in 6th form. This has led to me not going on to 6th form where I had been stuck in year 11. Therefore, this had set me back a year behind in 6th form, where my friends were in year 13. Therefore, now where I am at college, I should be in year 13 in 6th form. I really should be in first year of uni, where I'm actually in my first year of college, and actually I should be in my 2nd year of 6th form. Now, due to having an operation in near enough May, the summer, I will be going for an apprenticeship in come June, July, August, September. Come September, I'll be taking an apprenticeship in a subject. I'm getting paid for this as well, but I have no choice what subject this will be yet. So that's been my story so far. As you know, I've been set back for loads of years. I've had many operations. I've been on wards. I've had kidney operations and been admitted for kidney stones as well. So I've been on a bit of a roller coaster in the last it will be 6 years. From 2012 I was diagnosed, 2011 I was diagnosed. So we're now in 18 rather. It's been about 6 years since I've been diagnosed with glaucoma and uveitis. However, I can say thanks to Keith Barton and Professor Lightman for the operation, as well as the medication and all the funding, as well as all the information going that has been put into all the research that has been researched and found and discovered through all these years of hard work and engineering to find cures, medicines and treatments and possible solutions to find a cure for this illness and disease. as well as the eye condition itself. Not forgetting the symptoms. So that's been my story so far. Apart from that, to this current day, I still have uveitis and glaucoma. I'm still taking eye drops. I'm off any tablets, which is a result. But yeah, we just need to look forward to the sunshine and just keep our fingers crossed and pray that God is up there and He's doing His job, and the Banaya is looking after us, as they say. I'm still having visits to Moorfields every other week. I was going every Friday at one stage when the pressure was very bad. It went up to 56. Edging the 70 grades, you're looking at current blindness because there's so much optic nerve damage to the eye. So excuse me. Thank you. So that's been my journey for, as I said, yeah, I've been going Moorfields every Friday. And I'm going every couple of months, which is very good, very helpful. So thank you for listening to my story, and we're out. Thank you. Peace.